I'm Rodney Andrews. I'm the director at the University of Kentucky Center for Applied Energy Research. I want to thank you all for coming today. We are very excited about making an announcement of a new award from the Department of Energy. This is an award to Coonley-Lew's Power Generation Utility Fuels Group. It is on advanced catalytic solvents for low-cost post-combustion CO2 capture in coal-fired power plants. It's a $3 million award from the Department of Energy, matched by $240,000 from the University of Kentucky and $500,000 from the Carbon Management Research Group, which is a consortium formed in the state. It's industry-led between the University of Kentucky, the Department of Energy Development and Independence, and the generating utilities in the state. With that, obviously this comes on the heels of the announcement from the EPA of carbon emission regulations. Obviously, coal-fired power generation is facing some very big challenges, and these are the sorts of projects we need to be doing if we're going to continue to use coal to generate baseload power. So with that, it's my pleasure to introduce Secretary Len Peters from the Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet to give a few comments.
Good morning, and thanks very much, Rodney. Appreciate it, and I appreciate the partnership that we have with you and the staff here at the Center for Applied Energy Research. And I think we have to thank DOE for the award. You don't come by $3 million awards from DOE very easily. You have to be doing cutting-edge research. You have to be doing cutting-edge technologies that are going to make a difference in some manner or another. So I want to congratulate the University of Kentucky and the Center for Applied Energy Research for this award. I think I'd also be remiss if I didn't thank the partners of the Carbon Management Research Group. Some of you are here today. We appreciate that very much because of the importance with which we have to address many of these issues. And I also want to, I'd be remiss, really remiss, if I didn't express my thanks to President Capilouto. He really is, has a vision and his leadership in looking at how the University of Kentucky can really reach out and address some of these significant needs that are facing our Commonwealth, but also the nation as a whole. So thank you very much, President Capilouto, for that vision and that leadership. As Rodney indicated, on June the 25th, the President did announce his Climate Action Plan, and we saw the first part of that come out last Friday. It was Friday a week ago. And I'm sorry, it was 2 weeks ago Friday. And it was an announcement about what you can do in terms of emissions of carbon dioxide from fossil fuel generating power plants. I think it's very important that we remember that as a nation, over the past 5 years, we have got 40 to 50% of our electricity from coal. We have been working on the infrastructure that we have in place today for centuries. It has been a gradual build-up over time as you look at what happened post-industrial revolution. It really is a large ship that sometimes it is difficult to turn around and difficult to turn around very, very quickly. We like to put labels on people. Well, you're pro-coal, you're anti-coal, you're pro-gas, you're anti-gas. Okay, you may be pro-nuclear or anti-nuclear. I like to think of myself rather in what I am for than what I am opposed to. I'm pro-environment. This particular project enables us to move in that direction. And I am pro-affordable and reliable electricity. Those are the two things that really our nation is built on. Our manufacturing industry. What we are doing, we have to manufacture things and how we can do it. Coal has been an important part of that equation for many, many, many years, for a couple of centuries, in fact. So when he announced what the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency had to do, the states, it's really being done in a two-phase process. What was announced were a proposal for new power plants, fossil fuel generating power plants, on September the 20th. And in fact, the second phase will be coming out approximately a year from now. And that is when the EPA is supposed to come out with regulations for existing power plants that burn fossil fuels, whether it's natural gas or coal in that particular regard. So it is really a two-phase process. And then following the evaluation and the comments and the discussions around that, then the next phase will be that the states would have to put in an implementation plan on how they would meet the proposed guidelines. While 2 years doesn't seem like a lot in the area of regulations and implementing regulations, it's probably going to be longer than that simply because of the court litigations that we're going to see throughout the nation in terms of the challenges that are going to be there. But nevertheless, what we have to do is focus on how can we, in fact, use coal more environmentally friendly, make it more environmentally friendly, and how can we make sure that it provides that reliable and affordable electricity, both for the individual ratepayer, for you and me in our homes, but also for our manufacturing industry, for our commercial business, et cetera. Cornerstone of the governor's energy plan, which he initiated in 2008, was one that included cleaner coal technologies as a way for us to move forward. And that was really to look forward as we see ourselves in a carbon-constrained world. The nature of where we're at today is, in fact, changing. We are moving from 2 centuries of being, well, more than 2 centuries, from many, many centuries of being a carbon-rich environment, a carbon-based energy environment. We're moving toward one that is much more balanced, much more spread out. We've been able to have funding from the Kentucky General Assembly and through strong partnerships among the state, the University of Kentucky, and the utilities, we can chart a meaningful path, I believe, for our energy future. I think we all recognize that technology solutions to reduce carbon dioxide from our existing fleet of power plants is both necessary and is in fact possible. But they also have to be affordable. They have to be scalable. You have to be able to, in fact, take those technologies, take that research that's done in the laboratory, those technologies that are put into areas in a pilot plant or upgrades. We have to make sure that that's going to occur and that they are affordable. Our manufacturing industry is especially vulnerable to increasing electricity prices. Last year, this time we were looking at the impacts of what was happening with the aluminum smelters in western Kentucky and how electricity rates were really driving their costs up substantially. So that's one of the reasons that we have to look at it from a very, very manufacturing-oriented standpoint as well. But that is specifically why the research that we do within our own state is so important. We must find solutions that work for our fleet to reduce the costs of add-on control equipment to allow the state to maintain lower-cost electricity and thus maintain the economic development competitiveness that we have had. At the end of the day, you cannot separate the environment from our energy needs and from the economy. Those 3 things, you have to get an appropriate balance in terms of doing that. Also, as part of the President's climate agenda and why I'm excited about this particular project, he also announced $8 billion in loan guarantee authority for advanced fossil energy and efficiency projects. Again, I believe Kentucky is well positioned to seek funding through such a loan guarantee program because we have been among the leaders in research, development, and demonstration in the fossil energy arena. I get into DOE pretty regularly because of simply the federal U.S. DOE, simply because of many of the projects we have going on with them. I can tell you when I walk in there and I go over to the Office of Fossil Energy, they immediately know where the University of Kentucky is on that map. They say, we know what's going on there, and we appreciate it very, very much. So clearly, the strong partnerships that we have built become even more important today, and I think the work that the UK Centre for Applied Energy Research is doing will increase in importance. So I'm really very, very excited about this. This is where a lot of the costs associated with getting that CO2 out of the flue gas is, and Kunli, we're going to be looking for some good results from this particular research. But again, congratulations, and I want to thank the University of Kentucky for strong partnerships in this arena. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Len, for your comments and for your support of the work we're doing here at CAER. Our next speaker is the president of the University of Kentucky, Dr. Eli Capilouto. As he comes up, I would like to thank him for his strong support of our programs here at the center, as well as his interest and support of the sort of work we do targeting the issues that face the Commonwealth in the industries within the state. Thank you.
Thank you, Rodney, and thank you for your tremendous leadership, Secretary Peters. I salute you as well for your leadership and for, as you usually do, take a set of complex issues and put it in an understandable form, pointing out the criticality of addressing these issues for the Commonwealth, for the nation, and the world. I'm so pleased to be here for this announcement. It's a celebration of partnerships and the importance of research support at the federal level. We all know that we live in a truly global economy where, as countries develop and increase their needs for energy, coincident with ours, that we are tapping finite resources. Unabated and without the advances in technology that this research truly gives hope to, this is simply not a sustainable model. For many years through these partnerships, and for us, they've been domestic and abroad, the Center for Applied Energy Research has been confronting these insurmountable challenges to our economy. Today, we extend that promise and the innovative work that this incredible team does every day. Thank the support from the Department of Energy and the industry-based Carbon Management Research Group. We are, under the direction of our principal investigator, Dr. Kunli Liu, emboldening and expanding our discoveries in carbon capture. Last summer, I traveled to China with representatives from the Center for Applied Energy Research, and Dr. Liu, Dr. Andrews, they were world-class researchers, but over there, they were rock stars. Their work is at the forefront of addressing questions important to consumers and industry leaders across the globe. I want to commend Dr. Liu and the other staff researchers at the Center for Applied Energy Research for tackling head-on the questions of efficiency, sustainability, utilization raised by the global energy consumption. As Secretary Peters has explained, this announcement comes at a critical time for the energy industry, and it's certainly a critical time for the Commonwealth. Our researchers, in partnership with others, will reach new discoveries that can transform and streamline technologies to help improve and sustain Kentucky's energy industry, and through it, the nation's. This is a key example of the opportunities we have through federal research support. This is the hallmark work of the state's flagship research university. We support research and discovery, we improve the effectiveness of carbon capture technology, and at the same time, we can reduce the cost for industry implementation and do so in an environmentally friendly way. It's a win-win for UK, a win-win for the Commonwealth. I want to thank the Department of Energy, Dr. Andrews, Dr. Liu, and their incredible team at the Center for Applied Energy Research and our partners in the Carbon Management Research Group. Together, we're seizing a concrete opportunity to answer the questions of our day and effect impactful change for Kentucky and for a fundamental part of our economy. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And our last speaker for this morning is the principal investigator on this project. He's usually very shy and unwilling to speak, but we've got him up here today, Dr. Kunli Liu. Before Kunli comes up, I would like to say, and I know he will do this in his comments, but congratulations also to the staff from the PowerGen group. You guys have worked very, very hard to get this award, and it really is a big deal. You should all be very, very proud of this accomplishment. So next up, Dr. Kunli Liu, the leader of the power generation group and our carbon capture program.
I just make sure I take this right. John Muffin always say I need to speak slowly, all right? Also, it's my first time speaking in the public like this forum. It's not my style because I come from China. A lot of people say they get difficult to understand what I say. Okay? I try to give all the American native people to go to public talk. So unfortunately, my two high senior lieutenant that quit the job this year, so I have to take this stand this time. Okay. So as I said, that's the first time I stand over here. I want to take this the publicly first appreciate several things. The first one, I appreciate the seed grant from LG into the 2006. Without that grant, we cannot form the CMRG. And the CMRG include the Kentucky Power. That's a division of the American Electrical Power. And it's the Duke Energy. It's the EPRI, is the Electric Power Research Institute. At that time, also include the Eastern Kentucky Power Cooperative and the state of Kentucky DEDI. Okay. In that particular, I want to thank Mr. John Muffin. Without his help and guideline, I cannot walk through the formation of the CMRG. Okay. Without those support, I think I still struggle as a one-man shop in here. Okay. Right now, I get 40 people in my area. Second one is running at the dawn for the support is the lab space and the office. As I mentioned, when I start here is one person. We need to require later on a lot of the lab and the office. They struggle a lot to match what I need. Okay, so I really appreciate the help on there. The third one is appreciate my young. They are pretty young, the research in my team, but they are very energized people. I always tell them my job is to put the idea on the table. They need to make it happen. Okay, they have to make the more research is high quality so we can get a high reputation. We can continue to get a grant from industry, from the DEDI, from the federal. I have to report is in the last 4 years, we actually attracted $20 million from federal only. Okay, we get the slipstream project, we get the membrane project, we get this project that is over $20 million from the state. That's all is my appreciation. Also is thanking everyone come over here, Secretary Peters and Dr. Capilouto and everyone else come over here support us. And I was asked to briefly walk through what our technology it is. We can read a lot of newspapers that say they finally they get 90% CO2 capture. I know rather than have a different terminology, I would say get 90% capture is not any difficult. You can make your scrubber much bigger. You can make your energy pendant much higher. Our technology is to try to make cost effective when you capture 90%. Okay, so 90% as I say is thermodynamic is achievable. But over here, how you make the energy pendant is less. That's what our key point. One is we try to use the catalyst. Is similar like the enzyme, but it is synthetic catalyst. It is a Cameron did that effort. He's sit over here. He is a chemist. I'm a thermal engineer. Don't ask how, what the structure it is. I will lose you very quick. The goal is to make the mass transfer much faster, so you can make the scrubber is smaller, which right now is count 40% of overall CCS capture cost. Give a dollar number will be around $600 to $700 per kilowatt. If you look at the scrubber cost over there, we try to make that the capital cost is smaller. The second one is before we do the regeneration, we have the one process called over here is the membrane. What that means is remove the water. You can get high concentrated CO2 solution go to the regeneration process. You require, based on the vapor liquid equilibrium, required less energy for regeneration. This membrane development will be led by Dr. Jiang, Qiying Jiang. He is good on the membrane over here. If we use the overall over here, we will put on our pilot plant, either do the long-term evaluation, the chemical stability is all the falling of the membrane. Those evaluations will be led by the Heather and the Reno in our pilot plant group. Okay, that's how the structure over here. Over here, that means after you apply all this technology, you can drop the overall capital, the cost of electricity by maybe 50% compared to MEA. That's overall the process over here. That's all. Thank you again, everyone, for coming over here. All right, it's my pleasure. That's my job to get that done. All right.
I would just like to thank one last time the U.S. Department of Energy, the Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet, and the members of CMRG for their support in this project. This will conclude the press conference this morning. I'm sure Dr. Liu would be happy to answer any questions anyone has on the technical components. And lastly, if anyone is interested, we will have a tour of the research facilities. So thank you very much.